All right, we are live. Let me refresh. Make sure you can see us and hear us. Nothing yet. I don't see anything.
We're good. We're
Okay,
good. We're up.
there we go. Now we're good. Everything else, everything looks good. Let me see who's here. Big Money Mo, Kevin, Intramorph says got a message from eBay yesterday for another counterfeit item and was suspended for 3 days. So let's talk a little bit about this show is going to be more news based, feedback based. There's different things that has been going on. We're going to talk about eBay apparel authentication that's might be coming soon. We'll see in the news updates. We're going to be talking about eBay Live. I want to hear your feedback on the bees eBay Live. What are some things you like or dislike? Talking about eBay VERO, which I forgot to talk about B before the show, but it's something that we got to talk about, which might lead into the suspension stuff too, and smart sourcing. I think we got to research more than ever now. So those are like four main topics today. It's gonna be a good show. A lot of stuff to talk about. J. Lou, Lucky on Three Legs, Manny Fresh, Flippin' the Hustle, Swoop Man, Pip, what's up, Rodolfo, One Kick Finder, Vero from Nike to the UK, 16. So yeah,
hmm
we're definitely gonna talk about that. DM from the B to Intramorph. There we go.
Yep.
Danny, what's up? Oh, we're also gonna go through the fines. One Kick Finder. I got a Vero and can't sell Jordans or Nike or Converse. So let's talk about that as well. We're waiting for some people to come in.
Cool.
Vero from the UK as well says One Kick Finder. So it looks like we have some things in common that and that's something that either the B or me and the B we can figure something out on maybe what we should or shouldn't be selling. How do we make sure our you know I guess everything is protected when it comes to our accounts. Poorhouse Picker, what's up? McLovin, very nice. All right. So right now we're 2 minutes in, and people are still jumping in. So let's start off with the easiest thing, which are the fines, and then we'll get into our main topics. And then when more people come in, we got some things to talk about. Big Money Mo, I shut down Nike to Europe like 2 years ago. Vero for some stuff for Europe. Danny Baker brand, what's up? Sneaker Flip Find. All right, so let me see. Stop screen there, and we'll get into fines first while people are jumping in. All right, so Danny, look at that. Looks like a flood, but I'll try them out. I haven't seen these.
This is a golf, right?
Yeah, those are dope. Hold on, let's
They're like the
see.
storm one. Remember that one before?
Yeah. All right. Oh, oh what's going on here?
Are they like $29, $24?
I think so. Okay, there we go. That looks a little bit better. Cart full of them too, and also got some Infinity in there. The Pro. This one cost of the golf cleats. Does it say? It doesn't say. I know somebody else found them too. How much were they? Oh,
35, 35.
35.
Oh, a little higher, huh?
Danny. Vegas Valet. What's up? Those are pretty dope though. I found those in men's size 4. Comps look good, but not in that size. Intramorph. Yeah, these look like good sizes here. Rory Matt, what's up? Eddie Things. Nike Offline 3.0 Mule at Ross, $35 and more. These bad boys are heavy.
Size 9.
This Air Max 90, we're going to talk a little bit about this one later in our Smart Ross sourcing segment. We got some Turf, 35. Great deal on those. Man, so many Kyries. We're going to talk about the Kyrie flood as well. And Vans out there. Let me see. Oh, see, there's another one right here. Derby City. And of course, with the box. Little
Oh,
hookup.
I remember. I remember from the back room. From the back room.
Yeah. Positive outcome. Casey Flip and Fold. Rory Matt says eBay sales doing good. Fines have been okay, but my outlet got shut up and closed indefinitely. Crazy.
Wild.
That Air Max 90 flood for sure, DJ, 100%. Casey flipping full, yes sir. All right, let's see. These are dope. On the is that Richard? Richard, $17 on the up tempo. And let's see. Yeah, a lot of Grant Hill's been showing up. I've been seeing Grant Hill's also at Ross. So Fila, just look at that. Colors I don't even know even existed.
Man, what are those?
Burlington just bringing everything out on these Grant Hills. Let's see. There's another one. It's like a Golden State Warriors color. Oreo vibes. Crazy. Slim Pickens, what's up? Vegas Valet GT Cuts Dick's Warehouse yesterday. Very nice. How many did you find? And what were
100
the
for
price?
102 though, for 102.
$102?
Yeah.
Oh, that's still. I mean, if it's the older one, those are
Yeah,
like
yeah,
two
yeah.
fifty plus easy.
Yeah. If definitely.
Let me see. Racing Team Grants. There we go. Select Goods. Select Goods. We need you. On the feedback on eBay Live, which we're gonna get into that right now. Grant Hill doesn't even know about those colors. Vegas Valley. Oh, one pair, 8.5. All right, there we go. Ja Hustler. A lot of the college
Yeah,
Pegasus are showing
Pegasus.
up,
Yeah.
and I think they were pretty cheap, a great deal on them. I know Sneakers Envy picked up like 80 pairs or something.
Mile High did too.
Yeah, Mile High also. I think the Colorado.
Yeah.
So look out for that. USC on these showing up. Let's see, more turf. Easy money, 25. Let's see. I think that was the Father's Day one. People have been finding the Mother's Day one. A new GT Cut 2 in a different color. Flipping the Hustle in that orange reddish color, $48. There we go. Fila's selling from Burlington, Rodolfo, making that money. Let me see. The TCO Pegasus flood here in DFW, but sell through is snail slow. Interesting.
Gotta be a good big market school too, huh?
Look at that Eddie things on the shocks.
Wow, that's old.
Old school. And look at the price. I don't know if you can see it. $80. Yeah, Ross not
Wild.
playing around. 2015 shocks. $80. Let's see. Oh, there we go on the React. The Father's Day, Mother's Day, I think in the pink ones. These React cleats have been showing up in the wild at Burlington, some from great comps. So Zoom rotation, look at that, 249. And
Oh,
so a lot of the
they're like shot put
yeah.
and
So good stuff there. Bam 24 Kicks, what up, Jimmy? Let me see. There's still a pair of women shocks from 2002 sitting at at my local Burlington. Great money right here. eBay, Poshman. Man, $25 can't go wrong. There's recently sold at
Woo.
250.
they're
Yeah,
just getting
Untouchable
harder to
3.
find.
Yeah,
Any
exactly.
any should we just say any untouchable? Just sit on them.
Yeah, just hold on those bad boys. It's kind
Like,
of funny though, when I've been listing untouchables now, there's a lot of just like size 15, 16 left, and that's about it. I mean, you
yeah, I
hardly
mean
see.
everybody's got swept through. I mean swept out already, right? After a
Yeah,
season, I think it just empties the whole inventory.
yes, sir. A Vintage Profit, my Ross lost their minds. Kyrie Flood priced at 85. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there are definitely some resellers in there.
Vapor Max Plus at 40. Okay, that's a price we know and love.
Yeah, that one is like
But we're
don't
gonna
even.
talk about Vapor Max Plus in our last segment and what is going on some of these Air Max stuff. Dirk on the
Oh,
jersey,
terrible.
woven shorts, a little ACC. There we go on the Phantom GT, and a size 9, and some Hardens. All right, so before we start though, what do you think about the game yesterday? Did you watch?
I watched like third quarter, and I was like, really? And then I turned it off.
Mm.
and then I saw some highlights. I was like neck and neck on the end.
Yeah, they came back, but I mean, Reeves had a nice, a nice look at a three that could have tied it, and then LeBron
Mhm.
had a nice three at the end and then missed. So I mean, they had their shots, but they did make adjustments on like matchup adjustments. So
Yeah.
let's see what
I mean,
happens game two.
didn't Jokic had a triple double already by like third quarter.
Oh, I know,
That
man.
guy's a beast. I mean,
Yeah,
like
it's
strength. I mean, like he's gonna definitely go down as one of the greats. I mean,
yeah, it's
maybe it's because of his team, but imagine if he was in a big market city.
oh, I know
I mean, same thing
exactly.
with Giannis, right? Like, I think the bigs or like the developed big mans are stuck in like small market cities.
Mm-hmm. Very true. What do you think about Spurs getting the number one pick?
Yo, I think that's gonna revitalize the franchise.
Yeah.
I think they needed some spark, right? After the Kawhi run and everything like that. They've just never really been able to put together a team. And with their last, what was the other pick that they had that they had to let go because
Mm,
got some mental issues and stuff like that. So, um, I, dude, I don't know. Like this will test how good the management is because we'll see how they're gonna surround this guy with.
yeah, exactly. Rig draft. You know what? That's exactly what I thought. I was just like,
You think they're trying to revive the franchise?
well, it's because they have that Tony Parker France connection already. And it was kind of like,
Oh,
it's like, all right. Like, there's no way he would go to the Hornets. It wouldn't make sense. Like, at least to like the
I
future
think
of
he
the
would.
NBA.
Yeah, it
Like,
would die. It would die there.
so for San Antonio to get it, it was kind of like, all right, it makes sense. Like, so it is what it is. But yes, I agree with the chat. Get your Spurs stuff. If you're finding Spurs stuff, it's
Oh
gonna
yeah, yeah,
start selling.
yeah. I think
Like,
so. I think so.
completely rigged sneaker flip fine. There we go. Flipping the hustle, laugh out loud. All right, let's get into our news and updates. So the first one, eBay acquires Certe logo, if I said that right, to boost brand authentication. So the deal gives eBay access to Certe logo technology platform, which lets brands and designers manage the life cycle of clothing and lets consumers verify authenticity of their garments. So a little bit more on the apparel side of things.
Yeah.
Now, this is something that you, I think, heard a little bit more about before any of this happened, I guess, about authentication, maybe what eBay's kind of planning. But um, this acquisition further solidifies eBay as a trusted destination to shop for pre loved apparel and fashion and marks a key investment in the growing pre loved fashion category.
Mhm.
Now, when I look at this and I read this and they talk more about it, it sounds more like super high end
Yeah, like
fashion
designer
designer
brands. Yeah.
stuff, not
Mhm.
necessarily like don't worry thrifters, this is not like we're going to authenticate your, I don't
Mhm.
know, spider jacket or something. This is like super high end luxury,
Yeah.
things like that. But what I would like to see this go to is jerseys.
Mm.
I don't know what their efforts are, what that looks like, but I would love to see no fakes at all. Now, jerseys, people are spending a decent amount of money on.
Right.
They're not super luxury high end, but I do believe they need to be authenticated. But of course, we've seen it like Supreme and all of that, kind of like the streetwear vibe. So, will it get onto that? I don't know. It doesn't say anything about that here,
Mhm.
but I could see it happen though.
Yeah. I have a strong feeling it will get there.
Okay.
Um, I think at the end of the day, like as much as we don't want fakes, it's more of like because that's sentiment coming from sellers, right? Like we're competing against fake, brands, fake sellers that maybe are undercutting us or something like that. But I think on the other side too, it's like more of just buyer's confidence. I think we've eliminated like, oh, don't buy sneakers on eBay because you might get fake. So that's gone. So I think the other biggest category as far as quantity sold is clothing.
Hmm.
So, and also too, especially now we have the sneakers, right? So there was a data from last year's eBay Open that a sneaker seller, an acquisition of a sneaker seller to become an eBay customer, they they actually end up spending 2 to 3 thousand on different $2 to 3 thousand on different categories.
Hmm.
So I'm assuming obviously it's categories related to sneakers, which
Hmm.
is streetwear. So I mean jerseys could be there too. So
True. I
so
would like to see it
I
there.
yeah, I think that would be a good push. I mean, I think that would literally I mean obviously sell enough fakes then eBay will shut you down.
Yeah.
That's I think that's the kind of like the mindset of like okay, how can we just can we just go all in and just flag everybody's listings? That would be like a big headache, right? Because like there's no point of flagging a n- a listing that's not selling,
Mm.
right? But if it's selling, it's definitely going to go through any authentication or something like that, and then eventually, certain accounts going to get shut down.
And then sourcing code, you can't get your jersey to show up in listings because of fakes. So I mean, I agree. There's a ton. There's so many
Yeah.
of them out there, and
Mhm.
it's getting wild. And so I mean, let's see what they do for that. But um, eBay trying to grow, show more of the authentication side of it. So I mean, interesting to see what they do. Um, then, oh, speaking of jerseys, though, I don't know. Let's show this. Can we show this now? Let me see if I could switch this one. Stop and no. Okay. Okay, so speaking of jerseys, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but so Nike, just in case you're out there sourcing, or maybe you're trying to wonder what's going on, so Nike changed up their football jerseys yet again. We have seen the limited jerseys, so you know the game. The game is a straight screen printed,
Right.
$100. Now the limited 159, similar to a swingman jersey, and they're sewn. They look good. And then they have the authentics, which you're talking about 250, 300 plus. Nike just came up with this new one called Vapor Fuse that they're gonna start for this season, and they bumped up the price to 175. And this photo is making it look a lot nicer than what it really is. And what they're doing is they're using the cheap material on the NBA swingmans to where they're pretty much screen printed. Oh, not screen printed, but they're
Heat press.
like ironed on.
Yeah. Heat press. Yeah.
They're heat pressed, ironed on, and they're trying to get these as like vapor fused. Like they're even going to be better quality than the limited, and they are not. So I would say maybe the limiteds will start showing up at Ross Burlington. I don't know if that's the
Hmm.
case. I would scoop up those because they're, especially if it's a current player. But don't overpay when you, especially when you see these out there in the wild now. They are pretty rough.
Oh
So,
no.
marketing scam, sneaker flip fine, and the balls of Nike to bump up the price to like an extra $25. I mean, 175. That's pushing it on some of these football
Right. Right.
jerseys. You're like, what is going on here? So throwing it, and then people want to go to fakes because they see that they're $175. You're like,
Yeah.
man, screw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me show you an example
You
real
got
quick.
one, man.
So I'm pretty sure you guys already know what that looks like on. So the Nike Swingman, they are, they used to be sewn, and now they're just like a. Can we show this? Hold on. They're like a heat press looking thing, and it is rough. There we go. See, like they make the Nike swoosh look all cool,
Right. Right.
and then this is just. I mean, it is rough, and that's what they're gonna go for on the Nike side for the football now. Let's see what happens. For apparel price increase, it's a joke. That's the cheapest stuff to produce. Sneaker flip fine. Yeah, it's wild. Okay, let's get into the the next topic. So, but figured to throw that out there while you guys are sourcing, or who knows what kind of opportunity comes up, and then you're like, what the hell is this? Okay, let's talk about eBay Live. So the B last week went live on eBay. Who was here? If you were there watching the show, let me know in the chat right now. And what is your feedback on it? I think the good, the bad, anything ugly about it, we definitely want to know. The B told me even before getting in, this is going to be a nice test show.
Right.
Not many sneaker sellers at all yet have done this. B was one of the first ones testing that out, seeing how that works. I know a lot of people are going to compare it to whatnot. And eBay is not there yet on that side of things as far as like different features. But eBay definitely has the buyers in a totally different way that whatnot does not have.
Hmm.
So, any feedback here? I know. Select Goods was there. We had
Right.
some
Right.
other names in there. So, B, you want to start off with your feedback?
Yeah, I mean, overall, the system that they're using is, it's definitely built for a two-person operation, a
Mm,
host and an operator. Uh, so the stuff that you see on the lower thirds, which is kind of like the listing, um, is really like controlled by JC, or if you have another person controlling it, um, because of the fact that you're definitely running it as a listing.
mm,
So I think that's one of the biggest difference, um, on the eBay live side. I don't even know if it's a good or bad thing. Um, but now I'm starting to realize that it's a good thing, because the good news that came out of it is they want us to go live weekly now.
mm,
So so they had a good positive feedback in the back end. um so now it makes it easier for me to start going live, because now I just pretty much click whatever I want on the back end to show on the live feature. um Now I think the sales really weren't there, obviously, because we had some like pricing issue. I wanted to show the price on a discounted rate, but it didn't show yet. That's fixed. It was just us really trying to learn. Um, we were 5 minutes late because I started the phone before I started the desktop. I should have started the desktop before the phone.
mm,
um and there is a latency, so there is like a I think 3 to 5 seconds delay on what you see and the feedback that I get from the chat.
mm,
So that is definitely something that they're trying to um fix, from what I heard. Also, like, huge shout out to the community. You guys showed up. I think that was the biggest thing. I was kind of like nervous to, like, hey, like, eBay gives you an opportunity to go live, and then next, crickets, right? Obviously, that was all organic traffic. There was no push notification, but eventually we'll get those, massive push notifications to non-followers of the store or having bookmark. Um, so like I said, notice that the viewers were not as interactive. Yes, I think because it's new, my understanding is a lot of eBay buyers are not whatnot buyers.
yeah, that
So
was.
so and also to the previous lives that they have seen are mostly like show and tell.
Mm,
Very like QVC style, just talk about features and stuff like that. Um, so I think besides card breakers, I think we're the first one that actually did communicate to the chat, and also that's because like of our background with whatnot, right? Like we've learned like, hey, you communicate to the chat, you kind of create that small talk environment. Um, Sticker breaker. It was very interesting. The eBay live. It was appreciate that sneaker breaker. I mean, I think the whole system is just smooth. It's very like it's very like built for enterprise. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? Like you gotta have like a computer, you gotta have a setup, right? Like it's not like you can't go live, but maybe that's what they're heading into. obviously it's very in the early phase. So
Yeah.
the team's still very small, but obviously, the whole platform is huge. So I think it's a matter of adaptation this time. I think it was kind of smart for them to wait along till network, whatnot, Jambo, Poshmark Live to go ahead first, and then like usual, if you want to learn from other people's mistakes, you just build upon them. So I think that's what we're trying to accomplish there. But again, I mean, the biggest good news is they're allowing us to go live, and they've invited us to at least go live weekly now. So
I mean,
that was huge. That was huge.
there's good question. Sourcing code. Did everyone pay for the auctions? Now, the B did, I guess, as whatnot would say, like sudden death on
Yeah.
some
Mhm.
grade school trying
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah.
And it went on auction. I think they sold for like $45 or something
40,
like that.
35, something like that. Yes.
Um, so on auction, did they immediately get payment, or how did that work?
Um,
Or
s- it surprisingly everybody paid,
okay.
right? I mean, maybe because it was cheap, right?
Mm.
Uh, or maybe because again, it's just because I've heard, because that was my biggest concern. It's like, hey, like there's no automatic payments. Like, what if I go live and next thing you know, because if a person pays over market, then buyer's remorse could be really quick, right?
True.
Um, but at the end of the day, I was just like, "Okay, let's just try it out." So everybody, paid pretty quick. So the sales just still looks on your end as like a regular eBay sale that did kaching, because I think what the live right now is just literally funneling to your store.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it helped my store
Mm.
overall in general, bring traffic to my store,
Maybe let's
getting
see
the
what other stuff you're selling.
yeah, yeah. So I think that helped it in that way. Um, but there's really no data on that one too. So but overall it was a really positive first time experience. I think also too it's again, we've had experience of going live and whatnot in Jambo as well. So I think it's a matter of like buyer adaptation, or depends on how aggressive they're gonna push, right? Like, are they
Yeah.
gonna be as aggressive as sneakers when they did no fees for 2 years?
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Like, are they gonna run something like that, right? Or are they gonna run they gonna run more coupons, or are they gonna run maybe a fee reduction or some type of compensation for you to go live? Because it does take time. It does take extra time to do it.
eBay Poshman beginning themselves on Jamble without even going live. Thanks B. So Jamble has no fees right now. So
Yep.
that's kind of like
So
a whatnot, kind of like an eBay
mhm,
Live. B
yeah,
has sold on there.
yeah.
It will-
And then it will you can automatically import your Poshmark listings.
okay.
Yeah, so that's what Poshman's talking about. Like, you just hit import and it will import everything. So they're an up and coming app too. So with no fees, I think it'd be nice to at least get acclimated to live selling there. It's definitely a lot less intimidating. But I think, eventually it's gonna be like another opportunity for all of us. So I think might as well learn it now. I mean, not saying that you have to do it, but I think if you have an interest on growing your business, I think there's an opportunity there.
Select Good Sneakers Envy did not pay you. You should send him a reminder.
Oh no, he paid quick. He paid quick. He bought the dunks.
So one other thing that I would say is the feedback that I saw. Like B, so B was talking about is that when you're on eBay Live, he shows the shoe on the very bottom of it. They're showing like his listing.
Right.
Now the problem that B ran into was like, let's say it's it's NMD. He was selling an
Right.
NMD, retails $150, and Hustlebee's doing a promotion, half off. So there's $75 complete with box. You would click, but the problem is on the very bottom it would still say 150. The
Yeah.
only way you would see that $75 is you would have to click on the listing, it would open it up. Then it says 75. So the
Right.
B just wanted to say half off, $75. Here it is on the very bottom. Click on it and you're set.
Yeah, so it will be like that moving on. We figure out a way. We figure out that I it was an error on my part,
Mm.
that I should have ran the sale like 5 minutes before my show,
Mm.
because it didn't reflect the pricing. Because when you run a sale, it's not automatically hash. It's like it goes like pending, right? Like it goes like schedule or something like that. So that I think that was like a big kind of like a lesson learned, that
Yeah.
and then you cannot add anything once your live is on already.
Oh,
So
so you can't
whatever,
add things on the
no,
fly.
no, whatever you preloaded, that's
Mm.
it. That's it.
Interesting. So Select Goods is like, hey B, you got some Jordan ones I want, and then you're like,
No,
I can't add them.
no, I'm not. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, ignore requests. They don't want me to work that hard. Put it that way.
And then the last part of it, which I told B, was on if you got an alert on your phone. This is what it said. So I was on IG, and then the alert came up, and it says eBay Live starts now with the hus.
Yeah, yeah.
It got cut off, and then it says join eBay Live, ask questions, score sought after items, and more. So I think what would bring buyers in, what I told B, is maybe something like half off sneaker sale, jump in now, or
Yeah,
something like that. So when I read it and it said ask questions, I was like, B's doing a Q&A? It kind
yeah.
of throw me off a little bit. So I think that's something that also could be improved on. But that's what B was looking for, like as far as the goal goes. Like start off with something. Let's see how this works. What can
Right.
be improved on? Because it's brand new to everybody. On the auction, did you expect to get the prices they sold for as sourcing code?
I would say obviously no, because I think it was under market. But I think it was also because that eBay is, I mean, their previous lives has been all buy it now.
Hmm.
So I was the first one to do the auction thing. The only other auction they did was like a $60,000 off white Louis LV Air Force One. So that was, obviously that had more anticipation, right, than $100 shoe. So I think it will be very important to drive traffic there. But from what I heard, they said the traffic is there. It's just a matter of them trying to funnel it to you. So obviously, I think trust was the word that we talk about a lot, right? It's the more we trust each other, the more they can unlock a lot of features for us. Um, and I think from their feedback, um, it was pretty good. It was pretty well received from them and on the higher ups. So that helped.
Yeah, very professional. And B's got a professional setup, and he's done this so many times before
Yeah.
and whatnot. So I think they really appreciated that, and the way B took on
Mhm.
that challenge and a new live show. But yeah, eBay Poshman Select Goods, yeah, 100%. So Jamble, free. There's no fees,
Mhm.
and you don't have to go live. So like B, like I said, B has already sold on there. B was on
Yeah.
top of things. I don't know if he's been on there recently.
I
Um,
haven't, but we did like a $1,300 show there, and
mm,
and I've been with calls with the founders, and they're pretty good. I mean, if you get a chance, you could actually schedule a call with them, tell them like the hustle be sent you, and I think that's the biggest thing that I told them. Like there is a community of sellers that are into like the sports, clothing, and I would say the sporting goods category more than anything, like not like the hype sneakers, right? But they're building it up. A very bootstrap company. So there's some growing pains on their side, but I applaud them because like they're hustlers. They're hustlers. That's for sure.
all right, there we go, straight from the B. Let's talk about VERO. and eBay
Yeah.
and what's going on with this. So let me see if my comment goes in through here. Oh man, all my comments are
Yeah.
coming in.
Sheesh.
There it is in the chat. So here's what the message says. I've gotten them. I'm pretty sure other people have gotten them on international sales. Now, I did talk to Sneakers Envy over the weekend, and he's gotten them too, of course. I wanted to find out from B to see what. I guess the real question would be, I've removed, at least maybe I thought I removed, as many, all the European ones, even when I redo the listings or I've done the listings, the European sales on Nike items.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, maybe I'm not doing it right. Am I doing it wrong? Should I call eBay? Should I just talk to some of the reps that B already knows too? Maybe some clarification um, on what's going on here, I guess, with some of these international sales.
Yeah. It's crazy. The hustle be always goes to work. But um, Monday, I was on an email thread already with people. I pretty much said like, hey, I th- because my whole thing here, I think this came out like it's a it's a can of worms that we opened because of the eBay International.
Okay.
So I think that's what's happening. Um, Also, that's why email me at the hustle b1 at gmail.com all your listings. If you are sure you didn't do anything wrong, email me. If you did anything wrong, I can help you. um, but especially the suspension, send them to me because that is not right, and that is the reason why I do what I do. Because we want to have at least a direct line of contact, and then obviously tomorrow, um, it's something that I can add onto the email thread that we're trying to resolve this issue, because I think there's a few issues, right? The VERO, which is import policy. I've gotten it too, and we've gotten it over time, right? But I think recently it's just happened a lot more. I think it's because of that international rollout they did. Um, and then the other one is the fakes by listing, right? Like eBay authenticating it as fake via listing.
Mm,
So that is something that we have to figure out, because again, issues were like a size 13 LeBron got flagged, but the 9, 10, 11, 12 that I have available is not flagged.
mm,
So if you're gonna flag something, at least flag all. That way we could be like, okay, it's a LeBron line, or give us a list. It's like, hey, hold hold this, or even onto their end, they should just literally like turn it off on their back end.
yeah,
That like not don't sell this all Nike shouldn't just go on EU for right now until they figure it out. But
yeah,
obviously, it's such a big and that's one of the things, right? Like a lot of them are import law people, but they don't know the Nike line.
yeah.
So and it is true that there are Nikes that are only made for Europe, and there are only Nikes made for US market.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, same
Mm-hmm.
in Asia. And they don't want that crossing the border for particular reasons made by Nike. So so that is definitely something that we have to figure out.
So let's. Okay, so there's good questions in the chat. So I just want to go straight to it. I mean,
Yeah.
B is here. Um, let's say, you know what? Screw it. We're listing stuff. What? So right now, eBay International Shipping.
Right.
This we already know about, and same thing with the returns. How B has said too. Like they take care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So excluded locations, optional.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like you had said, we should just not have the option at all to not sell to the any of these.
Yeah.
If I'm going
Agree.
here, I'm guessing we're doing the Asia, Europe, and all of this stuff. But I mean,
Hmm.
now we're saying, is that right or is it not right? I mean, or should we be, I guess, I don't know, taking out other ones? I don't know.
I think we shouldn't have the we shouldn't have that option on our end unless we really need to, right? Like I think it's another step of like just confusion because obviously we don't know. Like um we don't know the import policies because it's not by brand, it's by style actually. Yeah.
I mean, because I do know that like Sneakers Envy, like most of it that he got was all LeBron's actually.
Yeah.
That got
So
taken down.
for some reason there was a sweep on LeBron line that time.
Mine recently had just been football cleats actually.
Yeah. So
Um, hmm.
yeah, because I've gotten it before with the Untouchable before, and then some soccer cleats, but yeah, that is definitely like I'm pushing for like um like a video conference for this because it's so much harder to I mean it's so easy to talk about it now, but putting it in an email form and having to come correct is such a painful process. I wish I could just say, "Come on, bro, just get it right."
So it says, sneaker pickers, there are 31 countries we can't sell Nike to. I have the list if you need it.
Mm,
So, sure, I think if you want to share that, I mean, we could definitely share it to anybody else
mhm.
that might want to do it. Is it Nike or Adidas as well? Rodolfo asks.
I think there's a rule for all brands.
Richard, what's up? So Clark Kent, just be safe, don't sell Nike International. They already gave us a warning. So, what do you think, B? You would just, I mean, those are the main ones I'm guessing. But that's the thing though, is like I'd rather be sure than not sure, I guess on I had this
So
problem years ago, and some of my listings I've had that problem since. All right, sneaker pickers. I think.
yeah, for the lack of, I would say they would. I wish they would suspend me. I wish they would. I wish they would do it to me. I mean, obviously because, um, it's like again it's thousands of people in that department. I just want to get there. I just wanna be in front of these people, and pretty soon I will be in front of them in person. Uh, we have a scheduled trip going to the mothership, but before that, we definitely need to figure this out because obviously that's why the community is here. I mean,
Yeah,
but again,
100%.
if we are if we are experiencing this, imagine the people that are not in this live show, right?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
because at the end of the day, it's revenue for for the whole app, right? If we don't sell, eBay don't make money on fees, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to get.
Okay, so sneaker pickers. There we go. Is putting the list in right now. And then also, I was gonna ask you to just send it here if you wanted to send it to that email, but you could put it
Yeah.
in here too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see how we could smooth this out. I want to share it to where like everyone knows the easiest
Well,
way
also
to.
too, like let's hold off too because it might have changed, or right, like because at the end of the day, we could say like let's just not sell international. But again, like, are we really like, will that is that the proper route? I think it's not. Obviously, we want to fix it, but if you are in a position where you want to be just super careful, I mean, like what Snicker Picker has said, just turned off those. He said those are his excluded countries, and he hasn't had issues.
I like
So,
that.
and obviously he's doing well.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not like he it killed his store.
yeah.
Um, so but I would suggest don't. Somebody said their package to Brazil got held up. I would suggest do not ship yourself to international right now, um, because that just adds another layer of complication. If you want to sell, sell only through international. Yeah,
Okay.
and guys, email me the all your all the VERO issue, because I'm definitely gonna blow them up with this one, um, because this needs to be resolved. I just it just doesn't sit right. That's why we pay them fees to do their job.
Yeah, we don't want anybody getting banned, and we want to help everyone out. Is like you're having the issues. I want you to
Hmm.
sell. Like I don't want
Yeah,
anybody getting these emails or getting banned or suspended or something. Like we'll figure it out together. And if me and B get a straight answer, we'll definitely put it on the live show and then do anything else we can to share those answers. But sneaker pickers says that's been working so far. I like that. We'll try that. Maybe there's something that I didn't have excluded. I'm gonna double check my stuff too, and then we'll go from there. Any other answers, we'll definitely share it on here. So, all right, those were our main topics there. Now, Jax, what's up? We're gonna get into smarter shopping, smarter sourcing and what is going on right now on different overstock, I think on different stores. For example, now your outlets, and I'm pretty sure Big Money Mo, some of these ones have been getting some cheap stuff. I
hmm,
mean, talking about extra 30, extra 40, extra on top. Baker Brand, appreciate that. Hit that like button. Here's an example right now. So $55 on the Kyries. We've been seeing them at almost every single Ross. Simple Streetwear, shout out there. $20 on a lot of these TB Kyries. Um, that is dirt cheap. And this is just one of the outlets. Who knows about others? Randy, Trap Al Bundy, I appreciate that. $10 in the super chat. We'll email you both. Yeah, thanks for the support. Appreciate that. We'll definitely get an answer, and hopefully that helps out too, moving forward.
yeah. I mean, I think the cheapest I've seen is 29.99 plus the discount. So it's either 29 or 59. Yeah, I did pick up a few.
Let me see. How did they get it at 20? Yeah, they were. I think extra. They were back wall plus extra
Yeah,
discount.
yeah.
At
So
least the other
20.99
photos.
extra 30, something like that. Yeah.
Let me see. Ben, if you send direct international and get that VERO for shipping, they suspend your account. Happened to me before. Says Ben. So yeah, we got to figure something out on what's going on there. So we'll try to get some answers as soon
Yeah.
as we can. Sneaker flip find Nike can't sell Kyrie after May, so they unloaded them. So right now, when it comes to what they had $11 here with discounts, Rashard. So this Kyrie, the low five is not the best of Kyrie's. We've seen even the lower end of Kyrie's showing up at Ross. Even then, they're not the great price at all to resell. Even collection wise, people will be getting them dirt cheap at the outlet. So this is where we got to be smarter than we ever had before.
Yeah.
We know out hustled and going places. Man, you saw Air Max anything, Vapor Max anything. It was almost like auto buys.
Yep.
Now we're in a totally different time. You got to do the research, not just checking the comps, other platforms, other websites, multiple marketplaces, and of course, people, if they're willing to post their finds, I would definitely follow as many people as you can. I wish I could go out there to more outlets to see what other outlets do have, to know what you're getting yourself into in
Right.
case you think it is the best buy. In reality, it may not be. So you got to be smarter on that side of it. Buy cost is huge. There we go. Sneaker flip find. Oh, appreciate that, sneaker pickers. Thank you. I'll definitely look at that right now, on the list. So 55 on that one, and they're not even like some of the better Kyries. So this is
Hmm.
just one of the examples. Ross Burlington have stuff that's more than what Nike is selling at their stores.
That's
Exactly,
true.
sneaker flip. Let me go to the next one. So Vapor Max, this one has been showing up every single Ross I've been going to this week. They're all there. Vapor Max
Mm.
2021 Flyknit in the women's, and Ross has them right now at $70. Now, Nike on their site, 157.97. They're on discount. Still
Yep.
way higher than Ross, double the price. But Dick's Sporting Goods, they have them at 119 and every size available.
Yeah.
So eventually these are going to go down even more. Dick's Sporting Goods probably go down to 99. Now we're in an influx here of like brand new without box. You're still paying higher at 70. 120 and Dick's Sporting Goods with box. Nike, even those are eventually going to go down. They're at 157. You know they're going to go down even lower.
Yeah.
VaporMax 2021, one of the worst models Sneaker Flip find. Let me see. Dominating shopping online this weekend. Exactly. There we go. Sneaker pickers. Looks like I'm gonna have to up the price on my Kyrie Low 4 Academy promos. Slim pickings. Last time those were all big sizes. VaporMax. Definitely been a buyer's market for the last year. Intramorph. So one of the examples, this one. Let's see the next one. Man, Space Hippie's just
Tanked.
this shoe. I mean, at Foot Locker, Finish Line, all those they were cheap. Marshall's got them at 50. Ross has them now at 45. Outlets had them. What was the lowest you saw? Did you saw these at your outlets too, or no?
Yeah, it was 39.99. Yeah,
Okay.
like just marked down, no extra discount. But I mean, eventually they hit the wall. I mean, at that point, I just didn't track them
Yeah, I could see that.
because I remember I bought them. I think $35 or $30 was the cheapest I got them. I was that was like last summer. That was last
Yeah.
summer when I just start running them and whatnot. Yeah, that was
Now here's the funny thing though. If you they just aren't that popular anymore, says Jax. Here's the funny thing though. When are people gonna want these? Here's my question for the chat. Any response? When will people want these? And I'll tell you what the answer is. It's when they can no longer get them.
that is true.
So that's what made Ross Burlington really special in that standpoint, is that when things were so past season, is that they're like they don't make this model anymore.
Right.
Here's a good example. Flyknit Racers. Flyknit Racers so popular, and then they kind of died down. Newer models came out from Nike. They were
Yeah.
like, people were like, I really like those Flyknit Racers. They no longer exist. You can sell those bad boys pre-owned and make big money on them at this point.
I
And
just
that's what I feel is
listed
going to
one.
happen with a
I
lot
just
of these
listed one
models.
recently,
You
like
did?
Fire Racers. Yeah, and then some like dude just hit me up like, "What's the low?" I mean, like everybody's like going after it.
Yeah, though that model is wild.
Hmm.
That's a problem with reselling right now. Everything is available, extreme abundance. Exactly. And not only that, but let's say 6, 7 years ago, Ross Burlington, it would take them maybe like 2 or 3 seasons to get some of this stuff.
Yeah, it was
Now,
so
it's like, dude, new LeBrons already
same.
were
Yeah,
showing up
they're
at
there same.
Burlington.
Yeah, same time. They're there
Same
same.
time. Wasn't
Yeah.
even a full season or past season. So
Hmm.
that makes things a little bit weirder on the timeline, to where if you have that capital, you're going to be waiting a lot longer. If you can wait that long, I think you can cash out down the road. But as of right now, you're at a tough little spot right there, to where you're competing with so many other retailers. They're also trying to sell them for the low and can't sell them. So
Yeah.
let me see. Gotta stay patient. There we go, Jax. Those VaporMax will sell next summer. eBay has 1K listings. I just sold a racer for 160. There we go, sneaker pickers. Not sure if it was mentioned earlier. Just got on the chat. It says Tom, Nike clearance near me raised prices drastically. Shoes used to be able to get for 49 are now 89. Interesting. So I might be taking a different approach on different stores. Oh, Celtics winning. J. Lou. Okay, next one. This set to rise is also at every single Ross I've been to so far. I found at least the lowest I found per store was like 2 pairs. The highest I saw 12 on one store. Um, and this one, it looks like, I don't know if this one was Dick's Sporting Goods or it was Snipes, but they were down to $80 at one point. They're down to only one size left. But
Wild.
obviously, people took full advantage when they did go down, or maybe they just slowly went out. But here's another one that is still priced kind of high at Ross. Probably great for the collection, but
Mhm.
reselling wise is yeah, not that great. There we go. I passed. Four stores today, 5 to 6 pairs each store. Sneaker flip, fine, interesting. Found tons of women's Metcons at Burlington, at least 10 to 12 per store. Next, here's another one of the Air Max 90s. Shout out to my boy Broadway B on the right for this photo. So this one actually on Snipes went down to 59, brand new with box. That's pretty much the Ross and Burlington prices we already know.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
49.59 range. So here's another one too that either you're gonna wait it out or you're gonna pass. But you already know too, if you do pass, you wait about a month or two, these shoes are no longer gonna be white. They're gonna be
Off white.
they're
They'll be
gonna be
collab,
kicked
right? They'll be
around.
collab. They'll be collab. Off white. They'll be off white.
Those bad boys gonna be kicked around the store all day. Air Max 90 $65 eBay Poshman. Nah, there we go. Laugh out loud. $5 less than Ross. So brand new with box. Another one. Let's talk about Vapor Max Plus and what is going on.
Man, they've tanked so much.
So,
Every outlet has got them
mm-hmm.
in new color. Like, so I've gotten the red and in the blue. Literally at 129, it was in bins, and next thing you know, like the next day they just put them on hash. 129 extra 30, and it's sitting.
And it's still sitting.
Yeah, so it's like it's you just have to be smarter, right? Like when I bought all the reds, and I was like, and then I would keep seeing more. They keep restocking. I
Mm,
was like, what? I mean, like yeah, it used to be the find that we wanted to see, but I think it's just the market combined with I think is the overproduction
mm,
of them trying to catch up from what happened in 2020. It's like,
mm.
oh man, shoes are flying. We need to make more, and then they start making more, and then the economy went to crap. So now it's a surplus and budget cut.
Mm.
So it's not. Yeah, I agree. It's not what they used to be. Like it's they've never moved enough, and then 30% stock on. Yeah,
So on Nike right now, the red one is 147. Obviously this Volt green one on the women's, that one's been showing up at Ross. We do have the outlets at my outlets, the kind of like blue black gradient looking one. I believe it was still 139 extra 30. But you got the red ones for cheap though, didn't you?
yeah. It was Well, it was 129 30 extra 30.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, the red one's dope too. And then you also got like kind of like a cream with
yeah.
black
That
looking
was
one.
one a size. It was a limited. It was like I think the store only had 20 pairs of them.
Mm.
So the rattan colorway. Yeah,
Let me see. That's every consumer goods right now. Tons of orders that they didn't need but couldn't cancel starting coming in.
that makes sense.
Let's go to the next one. Man, Terrascape. You know what? And they're real clean too. I mean, I'm
I
not gonna
like
lie.
him.
Yeah.
I like him, but dude, I saw him like I bought them at like 99 extra 30 and then extra 30. So I was like,
So what
okay,
did that come down to? Like
it's like
60
50,
bucks?
50, 54. So I was like, man, this is it, right? And there was just something in my gut telling me, like, bro, like, don't go deep, because the reckless hustle me without experience with them, like, find every person in store and line up for you. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like, because this is the hall, right? And then every store just got them. Like I'm being paying attention, and then like how you're looking at comps. Everybody should start getting them, right?
yeah.
And at that point, it's like the worst race you want to be in is the race to the bottom. And then I was, like, okay, I said for me, it was my intention was like, okay, let me just quick flip and whatnot. And then next thing you know, like last Nike sale, they went down. I'm like,
Mm,
oh crap, like Like if I was a consumer, I just go Nike. Why would I, why would I go anywhere else?
Yeah.
And then this new sale, 89 extra 20. I'm like, all of a sudden I became a consumer. I was like, crap, this is cheap.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys saw is it the crap? Is that how you say it? The crepe Air Max 1. Did you see that? Went down to like $87.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it was 100 the week before. People are like complaining. I mean, Snicker Picker probably knows that in the Twitter world, everybody went crazy because like they haven't even gotten their shoes. Nike marked them down already.
Man. Yeah, this one, for example, I mean, there's five different colors and they're all
Yeah,
on Nike.
yeah,
And so this one, kind of like a black grayish
yeah.
one, I did see them at two of my Rosses that had at least 2 to 3 pairs each, different sizes. But they're still at what, 65? So 65 compared to 89,
Extra
extra
20.
20, or extra. Well, it says 35. It's down from 140 down to 89, but they're going to go down again because they have full size runs.
Yeah, and then there's the code 89. The Camp Nike code
The
gets you
Camp
extra
Nike.
20% off at the checkout. So it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
yeah,
and they're nice too. But that's the thing, though, is that there is a quite a bit of this one shoe alone in all different colorways and sizes, full stock right now. Got them for the personal, says Lucky in 3 legs, the Air Max 1 you're talking about.
yeah.
Used Apple Pay, extra 6% off, then Rakuten 2 for an extra 8%. So stacking those bad boys up.
Wild.
Broadway B, Target said their customers aren't doing as much impulse shopping. Sticking to the essentials could indicate a tightening of the belt for general consumer. So sales on sales codes on every site, sneaker pickers. Yeah, it's
And that's not
crazy.
talking about Adidas putting everything on 50% off.
And then Intramorph, that's why in their last earnings report, Nike beat estimated revenue but came in below expectations on profits. It's because they have a ton of overstock and had to sell stuff dirt cheap.
Yep.
So, all because Nike produced way too much during COVID and planned as if that type of sales was going to continue. We saw all the nurse shoes and super reps, two of the biggest
Yeah.
of the COVID shoes. So time for stimulus checks, Ben. Wifey has 30% off for healthcare workers plus their 50% off sale at Adidas Select Goods.
70% off mark price lastly. I
Uh,
I'm just saying everybody should just be careful.
yeah, this is
Everybody,
the
I mean,
time to be really smart on what you're buying, and I think we're gonna see a lot of people getting out of it, which is a good thing.
yeah.
When it comes to like competition wise, not everyone's gonna stick with it. It's not
Yeah.
easy. It's
No.
when you're running
It's
a business and you're trying to sell when it comes to like the apparel side, the shoe side, everything like that. The best thing in your scenario right now, if you have the capital, be smart about it. Remember, you're also buying brand new with or without box. You cannot lose compared to a lot of the pre-owned. If people are overbuying, overspending on pre-owned, and you're getting great deals brand new, you're always going to have that upper hand. Um, I've noticed a lot of resellers going back to the 9 to 5 sneaker
no.
pickers. There we go.
I mean, when sneaker drops, when Thunder Force are not selling for 300, it's it's something, right?
Yeah.
When the Dunks are just sitting for retail, like that's when you say it's like, man, I wish I could cop Dunks for retail, and then now it happens. Then you say like, oh crap, I wish I can't. um, and I think my whole thought about this. I mean, I think the last 2 weeks. I mean, I think even like last 2 months. I've been just thinking about this. I think this is a time to live life. I think if I say like take a step back, breathe, don't get too aggressive, um, because we know the cycle. We've been in the cycle, right? Goes when there's no finds in Ross, all of a sudden there's a lot more Ross. Um, so you have to be patient, and then again, do the non-money making activities right now, which could be called as family time, family building activities. um, I'm just banking on that more, because when because there are a lot of times that we've sacrificed a lot of those things to build a business. You have to sacrifice a lot of things, and that could come at the cost of family time, vacations, just doing other random stuff, like even like power washing my deck. I've never had time to do it, and then now it's like, oh, I'm excited to do it because now I got time. So I feel like those things you have to start valuing more, and this is the time to do those, non-money making activities, because when it hits again, right? Like Q4 is gonna come eventually,
Yeah.
right? We're gonna start selling stuff. I mean, the fact that our eBay stores are doing good, our business is surviving in times like this, that's a huge W.
Yeah.
That's a huge W.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't plan on being this aggressive, but I'm actually like buying even more now. But I just feel like I'm trying to be more aggressive right now because people are still buying, and I'm trying
Hmm.
to just build up for the next opportunity. And I feel like that opportunity has not come yet, and I feel like we're due for a huge opportunity in this space that we're in.
Yeah,
And I want to make sure that like I'm ready
you're ready.
to
Yeah,
jump
I
in even
mean, no,
further.
I
But
agree with Sneaker Flip. Fine. I mean, that's where you're at. I mean, the amount of focus you've put into your business is paying off. You should, if it's it, but also too, knowing your buys are no loose buys.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like, can't be like $50 Air Max 90s
yeah,
anymore, right? Like, like with the diversity that you've had with hats and just different big buyouts, those opportunities is coming to you and you're ready.
yeah,
But on the flip side, when we're hustling, doing the typical stuff, like it's not there because when Nike.com and Nike Outlet and Ross as the same price, like like what plus you have to pay what 10-12% in fees. Where do we land?
yeah. Same shoe, same style, same size.
Yeah,
All the markets have it. All the
exactly. I mean,
stores
it's not
have it.
even different colorway. It's the same colorway.
Yeah. Well, here's your example that you're talking about the Thunders right now. And it's kind of funny how a lot of people switch their mindset. I saw people on Twitter were like, "Oh, these are so clown-like. Look at these
Yeah.
bright colors and this and that." But it's like you were hyped on it before, and now that they're not, selling at 300 plus, 350 plus, it's like, oh, now I hate them. It's like,
Yeah.
come on now. Either you were a fan of them or you weren't from the beginning.
That in the craft, the Jordan 4 craft, quality was there. Colorway was there, off white ish. Um, and it's just, like even the canvas for isn't really hitting that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Thunders are sitting. Like you, it's a different time, and I'm glad we got out of hype.
That's a definition of hype beast, and I'm actually passionate about the sneakers 100%.
100%.
Let me see. I
Look
know
at
a
the
lot of
Haritos.
canceled orders on these bad boys, and they still went down, especially the smaller sizes.
I know, like they weren't they like $600
Mm-hmm.
overnight, and then
Mm-hmm.
now they've literally like leveled off so quick. What? Not even a week yet.
Yeah, not even a week.
So like, I think as a collector, have at it. I think it's a collector's world now. Buy all
Yeah,
the shoes you want. Like now, I actually want to buy. I mean, even the Spider Verse,
it's crazy on the Spider Verse. I
huh?
mean, yeah, it's crazy with this
Look
shoe.
at the Mambasita Force.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it at now? Sub 4?
Let's see. Yeah,
Sub
three.
4.
Oh, your size
Yeah,
352, 388.
yeah. even your size should be easily 600, but now it's like,
It's 465.
yeah,
So, and then of course, well, oops, let's type in panda. Panda's just every.
dude, I've I've been offered Panda for 130, and I'm not taking it.
Yeah, there they are. They're at
There
130.
you go. They're at 130.
So, I mean, this is definitely the market that's changed. This is the people that are definitely getting out of it a lot more because that that game has changed drastically since 2020 and stimulus and all of that from
Hmm.
hype
Yeah,
and Last Dance and all this. I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, but that's what happens. That's what markets do. So
yeah.
let me see. Thanks for letting me know. I'm copying the Paramount Basitas now.
Now, if the car and housing market could drop as hard, hopefully, eventually,
Yeah, that's
it'll
a
get
thing
there.
though too. Yeah, cars and houses aren't there yet, but man, we have so many overpriced houses right now. Me and the wife have been checking like what's going on
Hmm.
here, and they're not moving at all. I mean,
Yeah, it'll
they're
be a matter of time.
it's gonna yeah, a matter of time. Got to be patient on it. If that's something that you
Right.
want to get into, got to wait for it. Can't wait to refinance the mortgage, select goods. Hey, eBay's doing like a car type of show in May. They need to send B over there. Can they send you?
Dude, I I don't know. It's the parts and accessory world. I mean, it's such a big, category. Um, but hopefully we'll retire doing it. Might be another challenge we want to take on later down the road, but I think eBay, uh, eBay is just they're winning right now for being patient for so long.
Broadway B, tell me about it, Glenn. Been house shopping. It's painful. Yeah, right now. It's because the funny thing is, people that overspent to like either, do work to older homes or just straight
Yeah,
up bought a brand new home, they're trying to cash out. And clearly, the house isn't even worth that much. And so
no,
they're trying to hold out like, dude, I spent too much on this. I needed to sell
yeah,
this. I've seen houses with straight up no landscaping in the front.
yeah,
Everything's a bonus now. It's like ceiling fan bonus, shutters bonus. It's like bonus for everything. They're trying to upsell and it's not there yet. So I agree with B. Give it some time. It's definitely going to get to that point. Sneaker pickers, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for that on the email too. Any updates on the VERO stuff, we'll keep people
yeah,
posted.
yeah,
Anything else before we go? Solid show.
yeah,
We had a lot of news and updates really on
yeah.
this one.
Chat if also too we're going live again this Friday, so just watch out for a post. But the other thing, any Vero as far as fakes, inauthenticity, emails, and EU importation problem, email me, DM me, or email me. I need all the emails I could get. I mean, the more we
The
wanna
more
we
the
wanna raise
better.
the more the better. We wanna raise a red flag.
Yeah, and if B
Um,
has a nice solid list, hey, these are the
yeah,
sellers, these are the
yeah,
things that are continually coming up. Yeah, I think the more the better, and he could
yeah.
bring that up. So that'll be good. And then next Wednesday, if we get another update, we'll talk about it again.
Right,
So
right, right.
all right, appreciate that, Baker Brand. Hit that like button before we go. Another solid live. Thank you, Slim Pickens, and whatnot. I think I'll try to go on Friday, and then B will be on eBay. So we'll
Yep,
work
yep.
on that. All right, we'll see you guys. Go ahead and get it.